Hey gun nuts, it's Ferrari Steve, and today I'm going to walk you through field stripping a Walther PPQ. Now this is a striker fire pistol. A lot of similar features to a lot of other striker fire pistols out there. There are some really well-known and kind of famous striker fired pistols out there, and this one is a lot like many of those. Breaks down in very much the same way. So if you know how to field strip a Glock, you know how to field strip a PPQ. Couple differences which I can point out as we go along, but fair warning, this one is my everyday carry. I drew it from my holster and put it down here on the pad before we do this video, so I do want to warn you, it is loaded. And so when we do the safety check, please don't be surprised when you see a loaded magazine come out. And when I rack the slide to clear the gun, please don't be surprised to see a live round come out. I've found my guns tend to be more effective when they're loaded. And so if you're carrying a gun, you want an effective gun. And I would argue a loaded gun is an effective gun. Now, as to whether or not you choose to carry with one in the pipe, that's a personal choice. If you're more comfortable, not having a round chamber when you carry a gun, that's your decision. My personal choice is I like to have the gun ready to go in a shorter amount of time with less noise. So I carry one in the pipe, but that's a completely separate video, a completely different discussion for another day maybe. Mine's loaded, so let's clear it before we proceed. We're going to eject the magazine using these, the trigger safety mounted magazine releases. This is one of the first generation PPQs. They make the M2 now that has a mag release here on the side like the Glocks. And then we're going to rack the slide. Live round comes out. Rack it a few more times. Make sure we don't get any extras in there. Lock it open. Visually inspect. Inspect with my finger. Make sure nothing's caught. And the gun is good to go. Put that round over there. Now, as far as field stripping the PPQ, like I said, it field strips almost maybe not even almost, exactly like a Glock. So if you know how to field strip a Glock, you can shut the video off right now. But if you want to see kind of the minor differences that I think are kind of cool about the PPQ, then let's go. Again, like the Glock, you need to dry fire the pistol to take the tension off the spring for the trigger before you can take the gun apart. So even though we know this gun is not loaded, we still treat it like it is. It is pointed in a safe position. My finger is not on the trigger until I'm ready to fire. I am ready to fire. And there goes my dry fire. Now, I can get this same grip that I get with my Glocks. In fact, I find it a little harder to do this grip because of this kind of beaver tail action here. But the ergonomics of this gun are fantastic. One of the reasons I really like it. It does make it a little weirder to get this grip. It just feels un-Glock-like, but that's okay. Grab it with a fist like this, then just squeeze and give yourself, I don't know, ½ inch maybe, ¼ inch, just to get this notch centered over this little locking block here. So pull forward or back, depending on how you're looking at it. Pull down on the release here, let go, keep the release down, and then push forward on the slide. And it should just slide off nice and smooth like that. Put your frame down. As far as getting the spring out, again, just like the Glock, push forward, lift it up. It's not under a lot of tension, so if you let go here, it's nothing super bad is going to happen. If you've watched my 1911 video, I like to keep a lot of pressure on that because those springs will put your eye out. These, not so much. And then pull the barrel out. I like to just press up from the bottom and grab the barrel, slide it out, and you're ready to clean it. As far as putting it back together, goes the same way. Grab the slide, grab your barrel, pop it in. I like to drag it back until it clicks. Now, here's a cool feature of the Walthers, actually. The barrel, unlike the Glocks, which kind of have these two straight notches in the barrel, the Walther has this cool little rounded indent here, which makes it really easy to see and feel, more importantly, where this end of the spring needs to rest. So you put the spring back in and slide it forward a little bit, and there it is, right in the right position. To reassemble the slide with the frame, again, just like the Glock, look for these two metal pieces on the frame. Not out here on the end, but about midway. Line them up, right there. Slide things back. If you run into any resistance, just check and say, oh, I'm getting caught up there. I need to push down or I need to pull up. And keep pulling back until you feel like you're all the way back on. Then rack the slide. Make sure everything works just as you think it should. Again, verify it's empty. It shouldn't have loaded itself magically. You can dry fire it. And there you go. That is how you field strip a Walther PPQ. I really like this gun. I love the trigger. I mean, I think any review of the Walther PPQ, people talk about the trigger. It's one of my favorite features of the gun. I might do a full review of this gun later, but right now I'm just kind of in a mood to do field stripping videos. But that's how you field strip a PPQ. And remember, a dirty gun is a happy gun. Get out there and get your guns dirty. And make sure you practice, because the first time you have to use your gun, that really shouldn't be the first time you have used your gun. This is Ferrari Steve, thanking you for watching, inviting you to subscribe if you like what you see, and we'll see you next time. Get out there and enjoy your PPQ.